Hey, Happy New Year, guys. Congratulations, we made it through the holidays. Woohoo! So, I am outside actually on a beautiful day for my area and throwing a ball for my sweet pooch. So, there she is. Hello. So anyway, yeah, I hope you guys had a slightly better holiday season than last year. Maybe picked up some new tricks and things and boundaries, throughout the year and applied them to the holidays with family and all that kind of stuff. My holiday season was hands down the smoothest that I've had in years. Much easier to handle and such. And I think the biggest reason why is because really for what feels like the first time in my life, I'm really getting around me like just really healthy, like grounded people. And particularly my boss slash partner in crime on the business stuff. He's, my daily, person and all that kind of stuff. And, he's just the best and the best at giving feedback and thoughts about things and what I'm doing and dealing with and stuff like that, and just so supportive. I really am. I just feel so supported within just such a small cluster, but such a good cluster of people, and I think by me focusing on them and now that I've really gotten out of my life, some of these other people and now that I'm in a much more financially stable position and things like that, like it's just made the holidays so much easier to handle, and 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 I've been too busy with good things in my life to really be like home feeling like lonely or things like that, so I'm very, very stoked. It feels really good and stuff, and yeah, and because of this, like, it's giving me opportunities to like look at the things in my life that I still need to work on, I still need to change, and because I want more of this healthiness, these healthy relationships and such around me, and it's really interesting because actually my boss, because he is such a healthy dude, like actually has been giving me some really good feedback, and so it's turning into some good New Year's resolutions that I think you guys would appreciate too, because I think those of us who are overcoming, the residue of crap from our, that we adopted because of our parents being untreated borderlines or narcissists and such. I think we're learning, like, what are the things that they did to shape us to be more susceptible to those people. Because the more I started to really think through, now that I'm, around healthier people on an ongoing basis, it's giving me a really good, better insight into kind of like the people that I was around that wasn't, and getting some more clarity, because hindsight's always so much clearer. And I realized that I think I've attracted a lot of people who really were narcissistic or borderline-ish or something, but maybe more covert about it, than the typical like overt personalities. Like they're much more introverted in it, and I think that that's why I was so confused for so long, because I'm like, well, but they're not like classic borderline, or they're not classic narcissistic, but that's because they're much more covert and such, and and so I'm still appealing to those people and I figured out the reason why is because I am too, a few things. One is I'm too nice. Like I'm too nice. I need to be more, boundary driven. If people are ruffling my feathers, I really do need to speak up, and stuff. And maybe I can't be at the level of like, nice to like, I'm really angry, but I can at least start saying things like, I'm uncomfortable. Like, or, I just am not feeling okay with this. I'm feeling uncomfortable, because I still have a hard time articulating how I feel at times about things or things that people say. What I tend to do is I tend to be really nice about it. And then later I react, and so I need to start communicating more with when I'm uncomfortable, at least starting to say it that way. And I think eventually I can be a bit more specific, but I think that might be the next good step on that. The other thing that I really have a problem with that keeps it where I put myself vulnerable with narcissists, particularly, is I'm too self-controlled. I'm too self-reliant. That is one thing that my boss has called me on. He's like, you need to be asking me more questions. He's like, of course you don't know everything here. And I'm like, oh, but I know how much you're worth on an hourly level versus, me. I don't want you to be spending your time helping me solve things, when, your job is, to be focusing on this stuff that's supposed to be making us money, so anyway. But yeah, like narcissists and people, who are looking for they're often looking for parental figures. They're often looking for people that have their quote shit together, because I think that they think that like, then they can rely on us, and that's my problem is I'm too controlled, like I need to, when I'm feeling emotionally like vulnerable and upset, I need to be able to express that to the people around me in order for me to kind of see whether or not those people are actually going to be receptive or not. And if they're not receptive, then obviously they're clearly not people that I need to have in my life. I think that, and this has been part of it because I felt like I've needed to be self-controlled for so long. I think that's what's kind of kept me away from, or no, I know it's kept me away from pursuing relationships or feeling comfortable to be in the position that I am now with an amazing boss, because I'll be honest, I was nervous about going into the holidays knowing that my boss has only known me for such a short time, because I knew I'd go through moments of depression. I'd go through moments of grief, and I did. I think it was 2 days before Christmas. I was in the office, and we just have this office that we share, and he was like, how are you? And I bursted into tears, and he just was so great. He was like, can I help you with any of this? And I'm like, no, I just need to, and he's just so caring and so kind. He just let me talk about it for a little bit. I didn't grovel in it, of course, but I was like, no, this is what's going on. This is how I feel. And it's really hard. And, but I know I got to get through it. And, and he gave me the level of empathy I needed. And, and then like, I went and took a break, and then I realized what I wanted to do was book myself for 2 days in one of the nicest hotels in my area. And that's what I did for Christmas. It was awesome. Got such a great deal at the last minute and stuff. And it was wonderful. I loved it. And that was like, to him, I could tell when I did that, he was like, that is awesome. Like, that is cool, and that's because it's just really healthy, so anyway, yeah, so I need to, it's just that whole thing of like, so I think we can often be so self-controlled that we don't take care of ourselves, that we don't go, look, this is what I need, I think that's what's affected my business in so many ways too. Like, because I wasn't asking for what I needed. I was asking for what I thought people wanted, and of course they wanted dirt cheap. And, and now I'm learning, I'm like, I'm not going to be so self-controlled. Like, I'm not going to be like, oh no, I got this. Oh, I know I can handle this myself. I need to say like, no, this is what I need. I'm not okay. And this is what I need right now, and, and I think that me being one of those people that's a little bit more expressive that way, is going to definitely help me to ward off narcissists. The other thing too, and this is mine, is empathy. That I'm too empathetic. But the cool thing is I'm starting to finally feel in me, like, when I'm doing that, like, it's really cool. There's, hold on a second. My dog just wandered off. Mallow. Where are you? There she is. Okay. You're such a good girl. I get this like nauseous feeling in me now, which is so awesome when I'm being too empathetic with people. Like I feel that trigger. I feel that smallness, that shrinking in me, like when I'm with my mom. An example of this is, a new client that I have who went off on me, and I understood she had some valid reasons behind it for sure. Cause I, in this whole transition with my business, and going into this full-time job, she was my last client that I had to do some custom work for. And so I thought that I had plenty of time to get it done before her deadline, and I didn't, I thought I did, but turns out she's a lot more controlling than I realized. And so even though I gave her what I thought was a pretty standard, few weeks to get it done, like, she really needed like probably at least another week or two more. So anyway, so she used that, combined with some other things, and of course combined with me being too nice and self-controlled, she just went off on me last week. And excuse me, had to grab the ball, and it was just really uncomfortable, because in some ways it was like she was blaming me for a lot of stuff that was clearly not my fault. It's just a combination of things that happened, and I mean, seriously, like, she just needed to chill out, and she probably chilled out after the conversation with me, but sure as heck did not during it. And so she and I are meeting on Monday or tomorrow to talk through some of the stuff and kind of get it squared away. And the really healthy part of me that's grounded and self-control, that's confident and stuff like that, is like, it's just some tweaks. Like, seriously, like, we're going to get this done. And seriously, we'll probably still like meet her deadline with really no problem. Like, I'm confident, I'm cool about it, but because of the way she treated me, there's this part of me that's still the ego based, like, weak, too empathetic, that's like, you just need to bow down, and you are like not good at your job, and you're not good at any of this, left me second guessing myself and all that kind of stuff. And it literally makes me sick to my stomach when I do that, because I know that is not true. I know what's happening is I care too much about her opinion, and I, or that her opinion of the moment, I mean, and stuff. And and I care too much, and that's for me to deal with, so it's cool that now at least I'm going to listen to work through that empathy problem, is to listen to my stomach. Like, when I start getting sick to my stomach, that I'm like, okay, I'm being too nice. I need to call, I mean, being too nice. I care too much about this situation with this person. I need to back off, and I just need to be really healthy about it, you know? And, it's really good because even too, like with my boss and such, like my boss and I have had like our first, like really like significant, like, confrontation, you know? And it went really, really well. And like, he was really honest and he was really direct, and it really freed me up to feel comfortable and safe to be really honest and direct with him too, you know? And I think that that helped a lot between us. So yeah, so those are the things that I'm working through. Those are my New Year's resolutions. Stop being so nice, self-controlled, and empathetic. So let me know your thoughts and thinks, feelings, and stuff, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks.